We've all seen them, right? Those cats living outdoors, maybe in your neighborhood, maybe near work, maybe, on a college campus.
Definitely. They're everywhere.
And how we sort of view them and manage them, well, it sparks a lot of discussion, sometimes some really strong opinions.
Oh, absolutely.
So today we're taking a deep dive, first into the, let's say, established humane ways to manage these community cats, but then we pivot.
Yeah, then we get into a specific and honestly pretty contentious situation that seems to have unfolded at Cypress College.
Exactly, where these very principles we'll talk about are being tested or, well, according to some sources, maybe even ignored.
So our mission here for you listening is really twofold. First, let's get on the same page about what good, humane community cat care looks like.
Right, the benchmark.
And then we'll dig into the Cypress College story. We'll look at the official statements versus these really detailed eyewitness accounts and rebuttals that are out there.
It really highlights that gap that can sometimes pop up between policy on paper and what actually happens on the ground.
Exactly.
And the sources we're working with today really do paint a picture. We've got, definitions from welfare groups, laying out best practices. That gives us a solid base.
A good foundation, yeah.
But then we dive into these blog posts and they get really specific. Incidents, dates, names, even direct pushback against the college's story.
It's fascinating and maybe a bit troubling to see how complex it gets when maybe good intentions meet some challenging realities.
Okay, so to really get into this, let's clear up some terms first, because I think a lot of us just say feral cat for any cat outside, right?
Yeah, that's common, but the distinctions are actually super important for how we help them.
So the big umbrella term is community cat. That's any unowned cat living outdoors. Simple enough.
Right. But under that umbrella, you've got two main types, stray and feral.
And knowing the difference is key.
Absolutely vital. I mean, it dictates the entire approach. So, a stray cat. Think of a cat that used to live with humans.
Okay, like a lost pet.
Or abandoned. Exactly. Lost, abandoned, maybe just got pushed outside. The key thing is they were socialized to people at some point. They might come up to you, maybe meow, look for food or shelter near humans.
So they remember people being, well, helpful.
Pretty much. And often, these stray cats can be re-socialized. With a bit of time and care, they can often be adopted into indoor homes again. They're kind of like former pets looking for a way back.
Okay, that makes sense. So if a stray could live with people again, what about a feral cat? How's that different?
Feral is quite different. These cats were likely born and raised in the wild, or maybe they've been outside for so long with basically no positive human contact that they've, reverted.
Gone wild, essentially.
Yeah. So they're usually really fearful of people. They'll avoid being touched, handled, trying to bring a truly feral cat indoors to live as a typical pet. It's incredibly stressful for the cat and honestly usually doesn't work out. They thrive outdoors, often in groups called colonies.
So forcing them inside isn't humane, even if it seems like rescuing them.
For a truly feral cat, generally no. Understanding that different stray versus feral is the absolute first step to figuring out the right humane kind of help.
Right. That distinction totally clarifies why the management strategies differ. So, okay, we've identified the cat. We know if it's likely stray or feral. What are the accepted humane ways to manage them, especially the feral ones?
Well, the gold standard, really, especially for feral colonies, is TNR, trap, neuter, return.
Okay, break that down. Trap, neuter, return.
Exactly. 3 steps. First, trap. You humanely trap the cats.
Yep.
We're talking safe, live cages, nothing cruel.
Got it.
Second, neuter spay. They're taken to a vet. They get sterilized, so no more kittens. They also get vaccinated, which is huge for public health and their own health.
Yep.
And crucially, they usually get an ear tip. A vet surgically removes just the very tip of one ear. It heals quickly, doesn't hurt them long term.
And that's like a signal.
Precisely. It's a universal visual sign that says, hey, this cat has been fixed and vaccinated. So it prevents them from being trapped again unnecessarily for surgery.
Smart. Okay, so trap, neuter, then return.
Yep. Third step, return. After they recover from surgery, the cats are returned right back to their original outdoor home, the place they were trapped, where they know the food sources, the shelter spots.
And the goal there isn't to get rid of them, but
to stabilize the colony. Stop new litters from being born. Let the existing cats live out their natural lives, just without adding to the population numbers. It's about humane reduction over time.
okay, TNR. Makes sense. But I think I've also heard TNA, trap, neuter, adopt.
Yes, that's a variation. It starts exactly the same. Humane trapping, getting them fixed and vaccinated.
But the A is different.
Right, the adopt part. In a TNA program, they assess each cat after it's trapped. Is it actually friendly? Is it socialized? Maybe it's a really young kitten that can still be socialized easily.
Ah, so you identify the ones that could be strays or adoptable kittens.
Exactly. Those cats are then placed into adoption programs to find indoor homes. The truly feral ones, the ones who wouldn't do well indoors, they still get returned to their outdoor colony, just like
Yeah.
in TNR.
So TNA tries to do both. Stabilize the feral population outdoors, but also find homes for the adoptable ones.
Precisely. The goal is reducing the outdoor numbers while giving those friendly cats or kittens a chance at, a cozy indoor life.
It raises interesting points for you, the listener, to think about the ethics and resources involved in choosing TNR versus TNA in different situations.
It really is nuanced, isn't it? Okay, so we have these established humane practices, TNR, TNA. Knowing that, let's shift gears now to Cypress College, because this is where things seem to get, well, complicated.
Yeah, this is where the principles meet a really contentious reality, according to the sources we have. Right. We're drawing heavily here from the Cypress Community Cats blog, which details some pretty serious allegations. It centers around a presentation given by the college president, Dr. Scott Thayer.
That was back on September 9th, 2025. He was speaking to the North Orange County Community College District, specifically about the cats on campus. And Dr. Thayer's opening statement really kind of set the stage for the whole conflict. He said, and this is a quote, "I have not directed anyone to harm or kill cats, and that's a narrative that's being put out there. If that were happening, we would definitely be looking at that."
Okay, a flat denial of directing harm.
But what's fascinating and kind of immediate is the blog's response. They have this rebuttal fact right after quoting him.
And what does the rebuttal say?
It clarifies, basically. I never said or insinuated that Dr. Scott Thayer or anyone else was directing employees to kill or harm cats. I believe they are rogue employees.
Ah, so the blogger isn't saying it was a direct order from the top.
No, they're reframing it. The accusation isn't about Thayer ordering harm, but about potentially administrative inaction or failure to control employee behavior. It's a subtle but really critical difference.
That is a critical distinction. And it seems to set the stage for the specific incidents the blog details. Let's get into one of the most serious ones, what the blog calls the rake incident.
Yeah, this is pretty disturbing if the account is accurate. The blogger claims they personally witnessed a maintenance worker hit a cat with a rake.
Hit it deliberately.
That's the allegation.
Yeah.
And apparently the injuries were so bad the cat had to be euthanized by Orange County Animal Control.
Oh, that's awful. And the blogger reported this.
Immediately, according to the Post. They say they reported it to Campus Safety Director Craig Lee and also VP Steve Schoonmaker.
Okay, so it was reported up the chain.
Yes, but here's where the blog raises a major red flag. They claim that Cypress College did not call the Cypress Police Department about this incident.
Which contradicts what Dr. Thayer said about automatically investigating.
Directly contradicts it, according to the blog. The blogger's adamant this was animal cruelty, a felony, and should have triggered a police report.
A felony charge implies serious consequences.
Yeah, the blog mentions a potential $20,000 fine and 3 years in prison under California law at the time.
Wow, okay. And does the blog offer anything else on the follow-up, or a lack thereof?
It does. It adds another layer. The blog alleges that when Craig Lee took the injured cat, Simon, to Orange County Animal Control for euthanasia, he spoke to the vet there.
Okay.
And allegedly, Lee told the vet there was no eyewitness to the rake attack.
Wait, even though the blogger claims they were an eyewitness and reported it?
Exactly. According to the blog's account, the implication is huge. If Animal Control wasn't told there was an eyewitness to potential felony cruelty.
Then their own automatic investigation wouldn't get triggered.
Precisely. It effectively stopped the official inquiry right there, according to the blog's narrative. It raises serious questions about why that key piece of information would allegedly be withheld.
That is deeply concerning. But the rake incident isn't the only allegation of harm, is it?
No, unfortunately not. The blog also describes what it calls an ongoing pattern of harassment by another employee named Tim Noriega,
Harassment of the cats.
specifically targeting their resources. The blog mentions video evidence, apparently from November 6th, 2024, showing Noriega destroying the cat's water dishes in a campus parking lot.
Destroying them how?
The blog is graphic. It says methods included knifing them, stomping on them, even driving stakes through them.
Good grief. And this was witnessed?
The blogger claims they confronted Noriega while he was doing this. And allegedly Noriega lied, saying a dish was just leaking, when the blog says it was clearly violently destroyed.
And the blog claims this wasn't a one-off.
No, the claim is that Noriega does this stuff almost daily, that he looks around first like he's trying not to be seen.
So targeted destruction of resources.
The accusation is essentially that the college administration knows this is happening and is allowing it, effectively paying an employee on work time to harm cats or at least destroy their means of survival.
That's a very heavy accusation. Deliberate harm, administrative inaction. It paints a stark picture.
It really does. And beyond those major incidents, there are other sort of smaller conflicts highlighted.
Like what?
Well, Dr. Thayer, in his presentation, mentioned a dead cat found in a bathroom on campus.
Okay.
But the blogger uses that to ask, were the police notified about that one? Or about another dead cat found near the theater? It's consistently pushing back on the college's claim of automatic investigation and transparency.
It keeps coming back to that theme of alleged lack of follow-through and transparency.
Exactly. And perhaps one of the most striking examples of conflicting narratives is around praise from Orange County Animal Control.
Ah, yes. You mentioned Dr. Thayer claimed they praised the college's program.
He did. He asserted OC Animal Control praised this program and said it could be used as a model. Pretty high praise.
Sounds like a strong endorsement.
It would be. Except the blog details the blogger's own follow-up. They say they called OC Animal Control directly. And according to the blog, the person at OC Animal Control literally laughed. That's the claim. And allegedly stated that, quoting loosely here, one trapping with 5 kittens isn't even enough data to make any comments about the success of a program. Basically saying the data was way too thin to judge.
So no praise based on the data they had.
Apparently not, according to this account. And it goes further. The blog says OC Animal Control did a record search and confirmed they had actually issued a statement denying that any awards or accolades had been given to Cypress College regarding their cat program.
Wow. So a direct contradiction between the president's claim and what OC Animal Control allegedly said and documented.
A very direct contradiction based on the blog's investigation. And this isn't just a minor point. Claiming official praise lends a program a lot of credibility. If that praise is unverified or denied by the supposed source, well, it raises serious questions about the narrative being presented.
It really does.
Then there's the Trap, Neuter, and Adopt program itself. The college presented it as having positive results. The community member calls it marginally successful, but overall failure.
Okay, overall failure, why?
They say only 3 cats were fixed at Stanton Animal Hospital way back around April 2023. And get this. Apparently, Cypress College had no further contact because Stanton Animal Hospital refused to work with them anymore.
Refused? Why would they refuse?
Due to unusual demands from Craig Lee, the safety director. And it gets worse. Los Alamitos Animal Hospital, mentioned by the college as a partner.
Yeah.
According to the community member, the hospital said explicitly that they are not, nor have they ever worked with Cypress College on a TNR program.
Yeah.
They only fixed Craig Lee's personal cat, Grayson.
So the claimed partnership is disputed by the partner. That's pretty damning.
The community member says they paid around $400 out of their own pocket to fix a pregnant cat and remove her and 4 kittens from campus.
They paid themselves.
Yes, after Craig Lee supposedly declined to use college funds. And the kicker. The college then apparently told the community member that returning the fixed cat to campus, which is standard TNR practice, would be abandoning the cat on campus and a crime.
Wow. So the person doing the work pays, then gets threatened for following standard procedure.
That's the allegation.
Yeah.
And here's a detail that really hits the program's credibility. The community member states that out of 9 trapped cats, only 3 were fixed. 1 kitten died, and 5 were adopted out without being fixed.
Adopted out, unfixed.
Which the community member calls, rightly, a cardinal sin in cat management.
Absolutely. I mean, the whole point of trap, neuter, adopt is the neuter part. Adopting out unfixed animals just perpetuates the problem you're supposedly trying to solve. That's basic failure, if true.
The community member documented finding a dead kitten inside an enclosure. They noted blood coming out of its mouth, which they felt didn't look like natural causes.
Oh, no.
And the source includes photos reportedly showing an overflowing litter box and food dumped literally 2 inches away from feces.
Those conditions sound awful. That directly contradicts any claim of humane care or positive results. Neglect, essentially.
And after documenting this, the community member says they were barred from helping anymore.
So reporting poor conditions led to being excluded, not fixing the conditions.
That's the claim.
So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. When we hear about these established humane practices like TNR and TNA, which sound so right, and then we encounter stories like these allegations from Cypress College, the alleged harm, the lack of investigation, the questionable claims, it really forces a question, doesn't it?
Hmm.
What responsibility do we have as people who hear these stories to question the narratives we're given? How do we push for the welfare of the most vulnerable in our communities, whether they're human or animal, especially when these kinds of contradictions surface?
That's a powerful question. How do we ensure accountability and transparency?
Yeah. It's just something to think about, a reminder maybe to stay curious, stay critical, and really think about the information we get no matter where it comes from.